What is going on, my butts and mashers? It is Nateslegend, and as always, we are joined by the wonderful Jay Moore. How are you doing today, Jay?
Hey man, I'm doing all right. I'm doing quite well today.
Yeah, it's been a big week for you. You started not started, but you're continuing your channel here. You just got another episode out, talking about Quincy Jones. Tell us about your channel.
Let's talk about it. It's actually an unscripted show where you can talk about anything and everything. I wanted to have this in particular show talk about Black History because it is Black History Month, and influential characters, or not characters, but people who have impacted the African American community, let alone not just African American community, but every way of the community. And I think the best way to start that off was with Quincy Jones, because no matter what you technically do, growing up, whether you're watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or if you're, listening to Thriller, from Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones was there,
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah. You guys talk about it, especially you guys dive really deep into Michael Jackson in the episode. Talk all about his musical influences there and his evolution from jazz to kind of on. Really, I guess is really the best term for what you guys did.
Right, because he's still with us. So
exactly.
So what better than to start off with Quincy Jones? I'm still working on the second part of that series. I'm hoping to have out Tuesday, if not Tuesday, then Thursday.
Hey, no, that's perfect. Anybody that gets the chance to check out the episode and the show, give it a like. It was a really good episode. It hit on some really deep points, and I think that it was a great way to start out Black History Month for you. I think that was awesome.
That's what I was going for, so I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
Good to hear. Well, let's jump in. Let's see. Let's go ahead here. Let's find the right one. We'll throw that in the background just for any background noise, just so we understand what's going on. But okay, I didn't go over what the question was today, what our little icebreaker was. I did that intentionally because I want your spur of the moment reaction to this particular question. Okay, and
right.
It's gonna get real interesting, I must say, because I'm wearing you're wearing Iron Man. Let's see your chair as well. Let's show that off. Oh, he got the Batman. Oh,
I do have the Batman Secret Labs chair. It is very awesome. I quite love it.
It's beautiful, and I'm jealous. That is I have just this basic, but from Amazon falling apart one, so I'm very jealous. But Segway is very nice. Not even Segways. I bring that up for a reason here. What I want to know is who's the best superhero and why? Go.
Damn, that is a very hard question.
Isn't it?
And for me, there's two.
Okay, I'll take both. Go ahead.
First one, I would have to say Batman. And the reason why I say Batman is because he represents the human side of everything. He's just a man. He doesn't have any special powers except for the greatest invention created by mankind, which is your mind. So I choose Batman as the best superhero in the world. And actually maybe three. And one of them's a villain. I'd have to give it to Lex Luthor too, because Lex Luthor would use his mind just as much as Batman. And you know what I mean? Business wise, I don't think he's of the caliber business of Bruce Wayne, but damn near close.
And you can definitely see that with Luthor builds his from the ground up, sure. But to see where Bruce takes Wayne Enterprises, what it started out to where it kind of ended up or where it is now is definitely a huge change. So I get where you're coming from. I can see that. Who's number? I would say number 2, but kind of number 3.
That would be my good friend Captain America.
Okay.
I choose Captain America because of his values and what he values most, and how strong he is, his patriotism, and always standing up for the little guy. So I would have to say that Captain America would be that guy. You know what I mean? And it's just something that you can relate to. After that, I would have to choose Sam Wilson because he's technically Cap's partner after Bucky.
I mean, I would argue, especially with where they're taking it, at this point, you can just call Sam Wilson Captain America. It sounds like that's the direction they're going with it. So he can.
If you were paying attention to the Super Bowl, you would have saw the new trailer that just came out.
So, y'all, we're filming this during the Super Bowl. I turned it off because of lighting. I'm already flushed. I don't need more lights. So I don't get to watch it right now. I'm missing all the commercials. And so we're going to make this one real short. Just an FYI. I'm not even sorry about it. I wore a jersey because so I'm wearing this here because it's sports-ish related. And it's the Joker, which matches our episode thing today. Which once we get to it, it's going to be Arkham City. We did Arkham Asylum last week. It's only fair to do Arkham City this week. So we'll jump into that. But I am missing the Super Bowl, so missed that commercial. That's fun.
It's okay. It's already up on YouTube. Marvel posted it literally the same time. So
all right. Well, then I'll catch up on all of that a little later on. But I don't mind your list there. I would agree with Captain America, especially. I know a lot of people are going to expect me personally to say Batman because
I mean, he is in your background right now. I mean, you have the cowl, you have him up on your wall.
Y'all are gonna think that's what I'm gonna say, and I get it. I don't think he's the best. I think he has way too many flaws. I personalize with him the most, and at least the mental aspect of the DC comics, but it's not Batman. It's absolutely not Batman. I would actually argue that it's Spider-Man, and I'm talking across the board. Any version of, and I don't want to say any, but most version of Spider-Man, especially Peter Parker, for the simple fact that Captain America did say that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, is the strongest of all of us. That is from Civil War. So I'm gonna argue that one. Miles Morales is my favorite, though. That's the pinnacle Spider-Man right there is Miles Morales, and it should have been Donald Glover. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm rambling.
It should have been. You're right. I actually agree with you, and I know one person who would agree with you. And if he does watch this episode, it'd be great. Which would be my brother-in-law. He is literally that Spider-Man for him. You know that he is Spider-Man. To my son, my son, we will be calling him Uncle Spidey. So
it's a great nickname. Who doesn't want that nick? Like, I'm Uncle Spidey, motherfuckers. Exactly. All right.
So, I agree with that. I
just my personal opinion. Everybody has different reasons for it. Like I said, I personalize with Batman and the mental instability of every single character in the show. But not when it's best superheroes. So let's jump in. Oh, hey, look at that. There's Luther in the back there. We always love Luther. All right, but we do have we have a few updates coming out here. Again, this is a little early. Sorry if we miss anything, but we do have some updates this week. Mass Effect Legendary Edition was announced. We have a March 18th release date. Is that correct there, Jay?
That is correct.
Fantastic. For anybody that's now watching this, and he's going to kill me for telling you, but Doodles, Scott from other co-host on the show here, that's his birthday. So happy early birthday, Scott. Anywho, there we go. Have to get that out of the way. I shouldn't be telling everybody. He probably wants it a secret, but screw it. Welcome to the show. Few updates with that though. So they're removing a lot of the camera angles that feature any sort of butt shot.
Butt shots, yeah.
Butt shots. I think this is a good thing. Why do we need the butt shots? Why, or at least add more. Maybe we get some more butt shots from more characters, make it a little more even. But I'm all for removing them. Take them out. What's the point? Jay?
I say if it ain't broken, why fix it? It doesn't. It's not really bothering anybody, except for those who might have complained about it, which it might have been maybe a little bit of a few, but even still, it doesn't warrant to have them taken out of the game.
I get that. I think it's a preemptive thing more than it is anything. Yeah, I'm sure they got some complaints, but back even you look at the difference between when Mass Effect was originally released to now, it is a completely different gaming community. Not that it's different, it's not different. Other sides of the gaming community are more vocal, and we're bringing them up with us. I would hope anyway. And so because of that, I think that they no longer have the same target audience that they had back when they first made it. And removing those is more of kind of a call to that more than anything. It's just let's just take this out. We have people that are going to want to play this game, or that have or do and want to play or have played this game. Let's not make a big deal about it. Let's just go ahead and remove it and get on with our day. I think it is a preemptive thing more than a backlash thing.
I would think so too. Same. So, I totally agree.
I'm here for it. I get where you're coming from. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I understand why they removed it. I don't think it's harming anyone. I don't think that anybody's going to have complaints about it. So I think it's a fair kind of compromise there, you know?
Right.
We have Overwatch. Go ahead.
I was just getting ready to get into Overwatch.
Go.
You had sent me a thing on Overwatch 2 and Diablo 5.
Yeah, 4
being postponed until 2022, apparently. It's coming out this year from the Activision call.
Yes. I have my own personal opinions on this, but the end-all be-all is we haven't heard about these games much. We haven't gotten any updates. There's nothing. So what's the point? Okay, cool. It's just another year. I'm not anticipating them right now anyway. Personal opinion, of course. But what are your thoughts on the matter, Jay?
Well, to be honest, I can't really say that I've played a Diablo game, let alone never played a Diablo game. I'll tell you why. Because I'm a bitch, man. I'm a bitch. I don't do scary games. I don't even do scary movies, bro. And my wife would tell you. I have a hard time looking at blood on TV or someone getting a pimple popped on TV.
Oh, you know, I get that. But
you know what I mean? Like I don't I can't do it. It's just not, it's not me. So but as far as Overwatch goes, I did want to get a chance to play it. I just never really got into it because when it came out, I was truck driving. And it was kind of hard, you know, in between all that to have a game, then want to play it, and then all this other good stuff. So I didn't really have that opportunity to really get into it. Kind of like how you couldn't get into Mass Effect because of ODST. You know what I mean? Like
I get that.
That's hard. You know what I mean? And I was actually just talking to my partner, my old drive partner, about that, and he was like, yeah, ODST was pretty good. I could understand that being very hard to go from that to going to Mass Effect.
I get that. With Overwatch, I think when it first launched, it was such a crazy fad, and it was such a great game. It was so much fun to play, even with its issues, whatever else. It definitely needs a rehaul. A complete overhaul. Overwatch 2 is a great way to do that, but pushing it back to 2022 is counterproductive or counterintuitive, I suppose, because it was needed like 2 years ago. Like, we needed this overhaul a long time ago. So I don't have any issues with them pushing it back, but it's going to need some... I mean, I feel like it's going to kill Overwatch in the meantime. Concerning Diablo, though, I would argue those aren't necessarily scary games. I would argue... I don't think they are. There's no jump scares. It's an over-the-top situation. It dives into hell, but I would argue that that's not a scary game, and I would recommend at least checking them out. Start with 3. You can play it on a console. Well, you should probably start with the other 2, but 3 is where I started. I think you'd have a lot of fun. I think you'd enjoy it. Did you ever play like Doom or anything?
Nope.
No, that's another one. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, I think mostly because Doom was more of a PC game to me than it was more of a console game. It just came off across to be more of a of a PC game than it would be an actual console game.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't do the whole, mouse and keyboard thing because I just don't want to turn into that bat guy from South Park and he's sitting there with his game controller and all of a sudden he's like, him did he just doing it and sets everything down like it's nothing. I can't be that guy.
Right? No.
So
I enjoy being that guy from time to time. I kind of do it for a living, if I'm honest. But
you kind of do. You're right.
This is where I'm at. This is where I work. So I sit here and I'm just like, okay, have you tried turning it on and back off, or off and back on again? All right, fancy. Yeah, that's my life. So but I get where you're coming from.
Right.
Well, hey there.
You're making an appearance in Daddy's show again.
Yeah, we love when Luther joins us, though. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong.
He's looking at Tom Brady on the monitor.
Can you blame him? Tom Brady.
I blame
a great player.
Half of his DNA because that would be my side and it would be my father's side. And then, Pop, if you're watching, I blame you for this because he's from New England and he's a Patriot. And he loves Tom Brady. And yeah, I blame that side of the family.
That's fair. That's fair. Nothing wrong with being a Brady fan. Patriots fan I can't get behind, but I can understand the love for Brady.
Right.
But last major real update that I have here, it's kind of been released announced for a while. I believe we didn't cover it last week, but the Shadows of Mordor Nemesis system is patented.
It's patent pending.
Not pending. No, it officially has gone through.
It finally went through?
Officially patented at this point in time.
Congratulations to them.
I
1 second, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and share my. I'll remove him from the screen for a moment and go full screen. Hi guys, welcome to the show. Anywho, I don't necessarily agree with it being patented, but at the same time, I do. When it comes to this system, if you create a system, it's only right that you get to keep your system. However, big however there. It'd be really nice to share that. That was such an unique and interesting system that if we had that in other games, it just would. It could grow. They could sell this. They could make a lot of money, and it would be awesome. I'd love to have something along those lines. At least roll it over. Don't make it just set up to Shadows series. We'll bring Jay back here as he sits back down. Yeah. Jay, what are your thoughts on the Nemesis then? It sounds like you're all for it.
First and foremost, don't have kids if you don't have any.
Nope. No, not in the plans. Go ahead.
Second, I do see this being a great thing because they've been working on this for so long. It reminds me of the Unreal Engine when it first came out and how it was being adopted and upgraded, throughout. So I don't necessarily see this as a bad thing because eventually it will branch off into, other developers being able to use it as, as everything else. Watch this.
We got Brady on the screen?
No, he brought me nuts. You have to go through mommy for these. These are mommies, okay? Here you go. I'm not crossing that threshold, buddy. So yeah,
no, that's fair.
Look, I don't see this being a bad thing because it's still to me, even though it's theirs, they still need to develop.
Well, let's take a look. Okay, so it was Warner Bros. Interactive that did patent this. Let me just a moment here. Hang tight with me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's take a look here. So we're looking. Okay, published by Warner Bros. Interactive. Here's a thought. So they just patented this. They have Gotham Knights. How could they roll? I mean, it'd be a matter of trying to beat up specific bad guys. You'd have a limited number of things versus, say, Shadows of Mordor, where you have this vast open world. But with Gotham Knights, is it possible to roll that system into that game? What are your thoughts there?
Oh, that is a strong possibility, but see, Gotham Knights is probably going to be for next gen console, not current gen.
That's
so
fair.
They might have the capacity to do that. Give and take, it'll be on PS5 or Xbox Series S or X. You know what I mean? So I don't even know if I said that right. Oh yeah,
Series,
Xbox Series, Series.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
could
one.
be interesting.
You know what I mean?
But we're 20 minutes in and haven't even talked about our main topic here. So let's go ahead and dive right in. It's Arkham City today. Now, this game was developed by Rocksteady Studios, published by Warner Brothers Interactive as well. Came out in 2011, and it is a direct sequel to Arkham City. It doesn't take place directly after. Some time has passed, but it is a sequel. We have Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy, both reprising their roles as the Joker and Batman, respectively.
Yes.
And the game is centered around a new city that's been created, Arkham City. And this city holds Arkham's worst criminals, is kind of what the system... The game is based around. I mean, you kind of can't break it down much more than that. Game begins. Your Bruce Wayne gets captured by Tiger Guards, gets pulled into the city. There you meet Hugo Strange. He starts blackmailing Bruce before throwing him into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are in the city, you get airdropped via the Batwing. You get airdropped your suit, and you're off to find out what Protocol 10 is. Go through. There's actually a couple people you meet along the way there, but you're ultimately tracking down the Joker. Joker is sick, actually. The Titan poison, or the Titan that he had been taking from Arkham Asylum.
Titan venom that he was taking.
Titan venom. Yeah, the venom is, no, you're good, is killing him. And he's captured Batman and transfused the blood to basically slowly kill Batman as well, forcing Batman to find a cure.
God damn it. Tom Brady scored another touchdown.
Oh, the spoilers. It's a good thing this airs on Wednesday. I'm sorry for anybody that... here, let's throw this up there as well. Spoilers to the game. All
sorry,
right,
Nate.
That's fine. So, okay, as you jump into this story, so first things first, I mean, you have two stories right off the bat.
Right.
You're looking at, you have, we'll take the spoilers down. We'll throw the, let's throw the kids back up there. No worries. So you immediately start out, you have Protocol 10 that you're trying to hunt down with Hugo Strange, try to figure out what that is. You also have the Venom that is coursing through your veins and it's going to start killing you here. So you have to try to figure both of those out, and they take you on some wild rides along the way. Of those stories, which branch into more, which did you find more compelling, Jay?
I think finding out what Protocol 10 was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
And
we're gonna go ahead. Oh no, you stopped. All right, I was gonna say I'll take you off the screen for a moment, Jay. Go ahead. No.
I can see him right behind me. I'm like, he has this thing where he's likes to mess with our family photo. I like the Protocol 10 one more than Joker, just a tad bit.
Okay.
Just strictly because I like that storyline where it was driven to, because it technically leads into the whole Joker thing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, we have spoilers anyway. We already put that up there. So
yeah, we got spoilers. It's all spoilers at this point. If you haven't played the game, it came out in 2011. You've had 10 years. Let's rock.
Yeah. So, like you've had like the Ra's al Ghul aspect of it. You had, you know what I mean? And I thought that, by there's very few villains in the.
All right. He
hands me peanut butter.
Feeling the peanuts today, isn't he?
Yes, he is. There's. There's very many. It's very hard to say when it comes to being a Batman villain. Who is the best Batman villain? Because by far the most intellectual Batman villain is Ra's al Ghul.
I can see that. Okay, I can see that argument.
Everyone would always say Joker is the best Batman villain. No, Joker is not. Joker comes second to Ra's al Ghul because of the intellectual level that they both respect each other. And not to mention, Ra's al Ghul gives Batman so much credit for finding out where he is and then disappearing without the whim of an eye. And like, do you want us to go after him, sir? Like, no, you'll never catch him. Trust me. So why even bother trying? You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I quite like that aspect of it. But and not to mention, I actually did like Hugo Strange as a Batman villain. In Wonder Tower and everything. Not to mention, like you're finding out more history about Wonder Tower, kind of like you were finding out more about back in Arkham.
So during Arkham Asylum, you were learning all about the Chronicles of Arkham, learning about the founder. Amadeus Arkham.
Amadeus Arkham. That's the name I was looking for. So it's like Wonder Tower kind of had that nostalgic area, and that's something that you didn't think would ever be underneath the streets of Gotham,
right?
Of all places.
It really showed the growth, and we kind of I mentioned it earlier, seeing where Bruce had brought Wayne Industries up to where it is now. You can see that literally
Wayne Tower
standing on top of what Gotham City used to be.
Right. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, getting into the whole Joker thing, that leads into probably our next episode, so I'll leave that alone.
Yeah, we won't touch that. Next episode will be pretty spoiler heavy. Just FYI, guys, I apologize in advance here. So if you're watching this, expect spoilers next week. Nonetheless, so we're looking at the stories. They very, very much intertwine in a way that, for example, you're going with your Ra's al Ghul, you're hunting down Talia, his daughter. So, but that stems from a whole different situation that you even run into them, right? So you're in the museum when you happen to stumble upon them, follow them out. And everything is just so intertwined. But at the same time, this is the biggest world that had been released in the series at this point. It was obviously being only the second game, but there was a lot to do. So how many do you if you can recall, how many villains do you remember facing off against in the show? Or in the game? Wow, excuse me.
Let's see here. In this game, you went up against Penguin, Riddler. Well, no, not Riddler. Riddler was not a main villain, but you went up against Penguin, the Mad Hatter. I went up against Deadshot. I went up against Two-Face. Of course, Joker, Bane, Mr. Freeze.
We run into Clayface at one point.
Clayface as well.
You got your Harley Quinn. Oh yes, Killer Croc makes an appearance as well. Yeah,
it's a small appearance, and you don't really see too much of Scarecrow.
They allude a little bit, but Scarecrow's big one is really Night. That's Scarecrow's big game. I mean, you see him in Asylum as well, but Scarecrow is he gets his time to shine at night, really.
Right.
So, but I felt like they did a really good job of portraying every single one of those characters.
They did.
As you're going against them, it was a unique fight every time if you were fighting them, or sometimes it's just an alluding to or conversing with them. But at the same time, they did a really good job of giving them a little of that limelight and showing what Batman can do against them and why Batman is able to adapt and beat them and whatever else. So adding those in, but beyond that is as your villains got better, so did Batman. So he gets an upgraded suit in this video game. Yes, he adds. I mean, it adds quite a few new abilities. But it's arguably the prettiest of all of the bat suits that were released for this series. It's actually
there was one that's more prettier than that.
Oh yeah, which one would you say?
the Batman Beyond one was by far
yes,
the best one I've ever seen in a video game ever.
Having those throwbacks and those callbacks are fun and nice. I really like that they kind of gave it its own unique suit. Like, this is our Batman, but then like. Right. Yeah, here's all your fun stuff. Go have fun. Go play it. Go play Batman Beyond. Yeah, whatever. Go play your Adam West.
Animated series was another one that you could play with Robin and him and Nightwing.
You had So you had there were quite a few. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, there was a lot.
You got the '90s Batman suit. You got Batman Beyond. You got Dark Knight, I believe, was one of them. From the comic Dark Knight. No.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then you
also had
Christian Bale.
Christian. No, that was a Knight. But
that was Knight. Yeah, good.
Yeah, you had Blackest Night, the comic for Blackest Night.
That one. Yes.
And then you also had the. Oh wait, no, that's Origins. I'm thinking of the Brightest Day. Similar. Yeah, Brightest Day, where he had the white cowl. But that one was more involved with the Green Lantern, because they also have the Sinestro Corps suit in Arkham City as well, which I thought was kind of cool.
Right? Kind of makes it good callback, good throw. I'm trying to think. So actually, there's only one area. There's only one area that alludes to Scarecrow, I think.
Yes, it's headed toward.
Sorry, I don't know why I got hung up on that, but
it's where Joker's factory is at, and right above there, like on the bars and the bridge, there is his mask there, and it's one of the riddles for the Riddler trophy. And on top of that, when you look down and you go into detective mode, you can actually see. You can see like a little green dot or whatever it is, and just follow the dot, and you have to line it up to make the question mark for that. So
yeah. So I mean, there's how you solve one of them. We're not going to tell you where it is or anything, but there you go. That's how you solve it. Just find Scarecrow's mask. But beyond just updated bad guys, updated suits, whatever else. I mentioned it. This map is so much bigger than Asylum ever was.
Huge.
This is massive. Now, a couple pros and cons to this that I found personally is pros. You never run out of bad guys. Like, if you need to go level yourself up, just go beat up a couple people. They pretty much just respawn and you're good to go. But the cons is this is the only Arkham game that I did not 100%. I did not complete this game 100%. I completed the story, but I didn't catch every Riddler trophy. It's too big. I've never had the attention span to sit down and solve all of them. But you were saying this is the only one that you have, yeah?
Yes, this is the only one that I have.
Oh, how long would you say that took you to complete?
It took me about 4 hours on YouTube videos to help me out with the Riddler trophies. Then to come and realize that I had to do the game all over again, because you have to get into Wonder Tower to get the Devil's Heads. So that in itself is.
Yup, those games that only have a trophy that can only be accessible at one point in the game. Valhalla has one of those. It's
you gotta run it. Yeah, you gotta run it through again. So
it's I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, I couldn't get through it all. I just didn't have the capability of sitting down and focusing. But I was able to do that with Night, which was strange because I feel like those were comparable.
I actually liked the ones in I liked Arkham Cities better than Night, because Night you had to utilize the Batmobile a lot in the game. They were really.
We'll talk about that. Y'all say that's a bad thing, but anyway, y'all.
I kind of do, man. But because
we'll talk about the
you're right.
That's a next week's situation.
That's a next week's situation. Because I'm telling you, man, like
Hopefully, we won't have the Super Bowl to contend with next week.
But you want to know something that I love about City,
Mhm.
and that I appreciated more than anything, is that they brought a lot of the story to life. Like they made Arkham its own standalone story. It's not based off of a comic book. It's not based off of anything that happened in Batman's past. It was a new comic all together.
Yes, they definitely did a great job of creating its own story while paying homage and following along with the with some of the other stories from Batman. I mean, you have all of these side quests that I don't say all, but quite a few side quests that you can go on and kind of explore the world. We mentioned Mad Hatter is an area that you kind of have to go to. A lot of them are in a Riddler trophy sense, or kind of you have to know what you're looking for. You have Poison Ivy, for example, who there's a flower shop specific to her, so there's different things that you can catch up on, and we'll bring Jay back here. There's a few things that you can catch on to that are more of an homage, while other things are very direct. You're dealing with so many characters, either directly or indirectly. It's so much fun. But yeah, you're very right. You are very right. Sorry, I had to ramble there for a moment, but you're very right when it's its own entity. You know, they created its own world, and I love that about this game. It keeps you entertained for hours upon hours. It's such a long story.
Yes, it does, and not to mention, I do like the fact that you can play as Catwoman as well.
Yes, few characters you can ultimately play as.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Let's go ahead here. Throw that up as well. You even messaged me about that. Sorry, guys. Yeah. We'll throw the background up now as we're starting to wrap it up.
Yeah, I do like. Yeah, I do like watching, or not watching, but more or less playing the storyline. And I do like that Catwoman had an appearance, because there were some things that Batman couldn't do that Catwoman had to do.
Yes. So there was a whole second actually, you know what? This is probably the part that that prevented me and why it felt like it was so much to do. So not only do you have Batman's Riddler trophies that you can find as you play the game, but there are pink Riddler trophies that you have to play as Catwoman in order to complete. Some of these meant you had to do certain riddles twice, and that's a bit of a turnoff at times, but at the same time, it was really fun to get into areas that Batman couldn't, because you just hop up to the ceiling and just tinker on over and you're done.
Right. Not to mention her fight style was way more athletic than Batman's.
Oh yeah, he very much relies on the brute force.
Yeah, she was more flexible, and it showed.
Oh, 100% it showed. 100% it showed. Let's see. We also have Nightwing and Robin that both make an appearance as well.
Yes, they do.
Some cameos there. So you come from a world of Arkham Asylum, where you have a few bad guys. You would think that that's where most of the bad guys would be. Great job, Batman. But they're not there. So you have this very small, very contained world. Again, lots of homages and whatever else, but very contained world. And then it just opens up at an Arkham Asylum to this vast. I don't even want to, Arkham City. I don't even want to say vast, because it's not as vast and not as big as Arkham Knight, which we'll talk about. But it's a very big jump from Arkham Asylum. From an
having your own bat cave and stuff like that on an island, not having anything at all, and having things dropped off to you.
It definitely makes for a better feel, in my opinion. Arkham City is arguably one of the best, if not the best.
It is the best. We're just gonna call that right.
It's the best Batman video game, but I would argue it's almost the best superhero video game. I mean, the old Spider-Man games kind of rival. That was a one step, in the right direction.
What? When you mention it like that, it has to be through that time frame.
You think?
For that time frame? Yeah, for,
I would
for
agree.
2011. You know what I mean? I would agree with that for 2011.
See, and I would put it above the current Spider-Man games. Okay.
That's a hard one. That's a hard one.
It is. I don't know if this is a nostalgia thing. If this is a I would argue though that the story of Arkham City is a better story than any other video game. Superhero video game. I should clarify. Superhero video game.
Well, when you think about it, there's really not many superhero video games out there. What do you have? Injustice.
Yeah, the Injustice video game. The Injustice essentially series. Just Mortal Kombat. Like, oh no.
Right. It's just, yeah, that's pretty much what that is. And then you have all the Spider-Man games,
yep,
including the Sam Raimi ones, the movie related ones, and MCU ones.
You know what I forgot about though? You have the old X-Men video games. Yep. Those might take a one up on this, but you do have quite a few superhero video games that have come out, especially recently with the Iron Mans and the Supermans and everything coming out here. Oh, already back. Woo, look at that. You do have quite a few superhero video games that have come out. I just don't feel like there are any that quite rival what they were doing at this time. This game was so far ahead of its time,
right,
that if I would almost, I know that they did the Arkham Return to Arkham remake. I'd almost love to see that completely redone today.
Ooh.
Like that 5 years is a huge difference.
Yeah, that would be, because you got to no, that'd be spoiling everything. We'll have to talk about that next week. Next week. Yeah,
we'll go ahead here. We'll start wrapping up. I know, like I said, a couple difference of opinions as to whether or not it's the best overall superhero game. But I think we can both agree that it is 100% the best of the
Arkham games. Yes.
100%. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and call it a show here at this point in time, Jay. And I appreciate you coming on. Tell us a little bit one more time. Where can we catch your show? What is your show all about?
You can catch my show on YouTube on Tuesdays. This time, I think I'm going to do it on a Thursday. I will have another host with me, or another special guest with me. Okay. He was actually on my very first episode of Let's Talk About It. My good friend Richard. He wants to be on the next show. So I'm going to let him. And don't worry, I'm going to have you and a bunch of the other guys from Gaggle of Geeks on there as well. We got plenty of time for that.
Yeah, we have some plans for that. Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah. But yeah, my show is a non-scripted talk about it show where you can talk about anything and everything. Where you're just comfortable. And I think one of these episodes I'll be doing one on dads. But I think on the next episode, I have a super special thing I'm going to do because something great is happening in the next 7 days. So
awesome. Well, that's exciting. Yes. Way to drop the tease there. I think that's a fantastic way to leave that. Just keep the viewers wanting more, right? I look forward to it though. It was fun. And like I said, it was a really good episode. It drove your last episode was fantastic, and I really look forward to seeing what you have moving forward. One more thing here, as always, let's throw that up on the screen. We gotta give it up to Patrick. Patrick, thank you so much for everything you do for us here. Patrick is the producer of the show, the creator, kind of the mind behind it. He's been fantastic in supporting us the entire time. So check him out. I am Nateslegend. You can catch me at Nateslegend on Twitch. I'm going to try to stream here shortly. Let's plan on as well. Let's see if we can get some Arkham Knight streamed as well before we go into the next week here. Nonetheless, gamers, just keep on gaming. All right. Where'd my exit go?
I don't know.
Welcome to my end. There we go. What an exit. All right, y'all have a good one. Keep on gaming.